So this is a capacitor single phase motor. Obviously the capacitor fires like a second live. I think it's out of phase as well, so it's like having two different phases. But anyway, to wire it up, you've got a wire here coming from the coil, one of the coils, back up, and this other one is another coil, which is your starter coil. So basically you just put live to this red one, neutral to this, then you have to create a second live across to this one. So basically live, neutral, live, the second live loops across, it then goes through the capacitor and into the starter winding. That's your earth. This is the sewing machine connector. These sewing machines are actually wired up with 3 different wires, so neutral, one live and another live. So they must have a connection like the switch or something that creates the second live. But all I'm going to do here is just loop across. And then I believe if you want to reverse the polarity, you change these 2 wires over the capacitor. But I'll come to that in a bit. I'll have a bit of a practice with it and then find out. Right. So I had a bit of a nightmare. I forgot where I was before in the last video, but this motor didn't work in the end, so I've done it again here. I've got the live coming in here. The brown's the live, blue's the neutral. I've linked the live over to the capacitor coil winding. So live in, live loops over, neutral, and you've got your live part of your winding, neutral, then the capacitor driven winding. So I'm going to plug that in and see if that works. There you go, it's working. I was going to show you flipping the wires around the capacitor, but I ain't got time today to do that. I'll do that on a different video. But that works. So obviously that's how you wire up a single phase motor with a capacitor. Induction motor. Just want to film which direction it's going in, so I know. So clockwise. So here's the first one that I was trying to wire up that failed. Now I plugged it in and there was no sound coming from it. If the capacitor's gone, it usually hums as if it's trying to start, but obviously it can't kick off the rotation. If it hums, you can usually flick it whichever way you want it to go and it'll turn. But the reason why this weren't humming at all is because one of the windings is bust. So as you can see here, I've only got this cheap multimeter with me. It's open circuit on the main winding. Now if I touch the capacitor winder, I do get a reading. Right. Get a reading, but on this one, nothing. Which pretty much tells me that that one's open loop, open circuit. So this one needs rewinding probably, or unless one of these wires has come loose that goes down to it. I'll do some further study on that. But it did put me off. I thought I'd wired it wrong, but obviously this one proves that that is how you wire them. And apparently if you switch this wire with this live, it should rotate the other way. But I'm going to try that another day.